Hey everyone, so it's come to my attention this week that a popular YouTuber and dropshipper guru has been sued recently for $40,000 for violating copyright law on their dropshipping store. So the dropshipper in question is Dan Da Silva. He's got over 60,000 subscribers and his channel is all about dropshipping, Shopify, Facebook ads, and how to be successful in dropshipping. He does a lot of courses on how to be successful in dropshipping. But I noticed this week that he uploaded a video very recently talking about how he's been sued for this colossal amount of money. How basically he used someone else's artwork on his Shopify store. That original artist found out that Dan was using his artwork and sued him, and he'd sued him in $40,000 worth of legal costs. And then when he factors his time into the time it took to settle the lawsuit, it amounted up to around $50,000 in total when he added the cost of his time too. But $40,000 in monetary value he was sued for violating copyright law, copyright infringement, and getting caught out for it on his dropshipping store. So seeing this story this week from Dan and seeing his video on the topic blow up, it's got around 170,000 views now on the video talking about his experience with this copyright lawsuit. There's a Reddit thread that's been set up to discuss the video in question and the copyright experience around dropshipping. I thought it more important than ever to make a video on copyright law and in relation to dropshipping. I've already made a video in the past about t-shirt design and copyright infringement, so I wanted to remind everyone in this video how important copyright law is, what it is, and how to make sure you're not infringing on copyright law with your own dropshipping stores, whether you're selling t-shirts, selling artwork, or you're just using other people's art on your store to add to the design of the store. So what is copyright law? So, copyright protection basically means that as an artist, as a creator of any product, whether it's a song, a painting, a photograph, a computer game, anything you've created yourself, you're protected through copyright law from other people taking your product and selling it as their own. So, in relation to dropshipping, this basically means if you're an artist and a dropshipper has come along and put your artwork on their t-shirts, their hats, use your artwork to sell canvas paintings, and they haven't asked you for permission or paid you for permission, you can sue that dropshipper under copyright law. And it basically means, as a dropshipper, any product you're going to sell, if you've not created the original artwork, if it's not a design that you've paid a designer to make or you've made yourself, you just found it somewhere, you found it on Google Images or you found it on Behance, and you've put that artwork onto a product and you're selling it, you are breaking the law. You are infringing on that artwork's copyright and you're breaking the law. And that original creator of that artwork has all the protection of the law to come along and sue you as a retailer for ripping off their products and profiting from their artwork. So in the instance of Dan Da Silva's store, he wasn't even using someone else's artwork on products that he was selling. He had literally gone to Google Images and found an image of, I don't know what the image was of, but he put that image on his site to improve the site's design. But the image was protected by copyright law. He hadn't found the original photographer and asked for permission to use that image on his site. The photographer found that image was being used on Dan's site and sued Dan for £40,000 because Dan hadn't originally asked the photographer for permission. So if Dan can get in trouble like this for just using a photographer's photo on his site, not even on a product he's selling, imagine what you could potentially fall victim to if you're a dropshipper using someone else's artwork on a t-shirt you've designed, on a hat, on a mug, and you've not asked them permission. You could be sued for a lot more money than the £40,000 Dan Da Silva ended up paying. So you really need to know what what copyright is and how to not infringe on copyright law. Now there's a few exceptions where you can use another person's product and not be liable to get sued for it. So if you're making something for personal use, you never intend to sell it to someone else, that's an exception. If the owner of the original artwork has died and that has meant the copyright protection has expired, that's okay. If the work was created before copyright law existed, so if it's from a really old book, that was written before copyright protection was a thing, was commonly accepted as a law, you can use that and you can resell that without worrying about copyright law damaging you. And also there's a thing called fair use, where you use products for educational purposes or as a parody. So like on Saturday Night Live, when they maybe set something in a Starbucks coffee store, or they're using a product from Apple, if it's a parody, you can use it in that instance as well. But fair use is a very complicated thing. I speak about it a bit more in my other video, which I'll link you to in the description below. But those are the 4 exceptions: personal use, the owner has died as the original artwork, the artwork was created before copyright existed, or it falls under fair use. Those are the only exceptions where you can use someone else's products for yourself. But all other exceptions, if you're using artwork that you've not originally designed for your dropshipping products and you've not got licensing permission from the original artwork creator, you are liable to be sued, just like Dan DeSilva was on his dropshipping store. So that's the important message, really. This case from Dan in the last couple of weeks that's got all this attention has really shown that you really can't expect to escape copyright law. If you're using someone else's product on your dropshipping sites and you haven't had permission, you can be found by the original artist creator and you can be sued. So you really have to be careful here. It's a thing. Make sure you know what copyright law is, and make sure you know that you're not infringing on copyright with your products. And if you're really not sure, the only thing you can really do, if you can't find the answer online, is to find a copyright lawyer and get their specific advice on your unique situation. I'm going to link you through to some articles below on copyright law and trademark, so you can read more in detail about what the two are and what they cover. But really, if you have a specific case you're not sure about, the only real thing you can do here is to find a copyright lawyer. So that's it for this week's video, everyone. Have you had any encounters with copyright law? Have you got any disaster cases that you want to share? Well, make sure to let people know in the description box below. Or have you got away with breaking copyright law and you think it's not as big a deal, as I've made out in this video? Share your thoughts below. And once again, thanks for watching my video on Starting Up, the channel where I am learning how to make money online as a way to improve my life and sharing the information that I learn with you watching. So if you've not already subscribed to the channel, make sure to subscribe, do all the usual stuff like, comments, share the video, and I will see you very soon with another video from me. Speak to you soon.